Hey, it's Colleen, and welcome to Tough Talk and Transitions. So, tonight I'm here with my little boyfriend, Finn, my little rescue chihuahua. For those of you who don't know me, I rescue dogs. I have three. Finn has been in my life for a little over 6 years now. He should be turning 7 sometime this summer. The other night, we had a scare. Well, I think we've had a big scare, quite honestly, and that's what I'm here to talk to you guys about. I think Finn has anal gland cancer, which is really aggressive and came on really quick without any warning. So we went to the vet up here in New Hampshire the other night, down to the emergency vet we went, right? And he's not really a good patient, so of course he has to be put out. And when we got there, I thought, well, okay, it looks like it could be an anal gland situation. This is the best case scenario, right? But then the vet comes running in to tell me it's a mass. And I was like, ugh, seriously? Just 2 years ago, did the same thing with Khalid, right? I mean, his cancer was stage 4 bowel duct cancer. I'm like, you gotta be shitting me. So they want to do the blood. Well, she's got him. I'm, of course, on ChatGPT and Claude and Gemini, asking all kinds of questions like, what the hell is this? And what's the worst case scenario? And what do I do? And where do I go from here? So anyway, little dude said that he could have, if he had high calcium levels. Well, he didn't, but he had normal blood. But now I find out normal blood is just 50% of it, you know. So anyway, this is a mass that's attached to the anal gland, and in a small little guy like him, it can be really close to his other organs, to his lymph nodes, to his spine. Basically, if this is metastasized, it has already gone to his spine, his lymph nodes, possibly his lungs. And can't even say I'm saying this without crying, because I haven't not cried in 2 days. So bottom line here is that we leave. Then the vet comes in and she did the needle biopsy, right? What do they call that? An aspirator or whatever. So she put it on the slide. She didn't see any abnormal cells. What she saw was bacteria, of course, a little dry blood, and said, "Well, I'm not I'm not a pathologist." So I'm like, "Okay, so what do we do?" So she says, "Well, I don't know. I'm going to give him meds, and you can come back on Tuesday. We have our surgeon that comes on Tuesday." Because instantly I said, well, I'll take him to the veterinarian referral hospital in Woburn. You know, like that place that's like a Mass General for pets. I have been there with Gizzy. And they, oh, no, we have our surgeon here. You can take you on Tuesday. Like, here's this, right? I go on Tuesday and he looks at him and she says, well, he likes to do the surgery on the same day. I said, no, that doesn't work for me. I need time to figure out what's the best case scenario for him. I mean, if he's like Khalid was, stage 4 cancer, no. He's just going to live out his little life until his little life is no longer his. I would never, ever, after what he went through, suggest that something that is rare and aggressive. Because out of the 18 months he lived, I think he was in the hospital 60 plus days off and on. So take that 2.5 months of the 18 months he had, and the 15.5 months he was alive. I'm talking about Khalid, of course, not Finn. I mean, maybe there was 1 month where he felt good, but everything was chemo, drugs, could he eat, couldn't he? I don't know. I don't know. I mean, it's a personal choice. I'm not sure in retrospect if I had stage 4 that I would go through that, but that's neither. So now I'm looking at my little chihuahua who is actually fat. So he's 15 pounds. He's gaining weight. He hasn't lost a pound. I'm kind of thinking that that's going to flip if he has cancer. So where are we at? Well, we're at here. If your dog looks like it's having a hard time, or like all of a sudden his poops changed, they were hard, and I thought, this is weird. Okay, I'll keep an eye on him. But by the time Well, I waited too long. I mean, it was only maybe 36 hours, but I guess dogs, when things change in a dog, they change really fast. I know that with Gizzy, with her heart failure, it was like slow down and then dead. So I don't know, right? I'm not a vet. I'm just a pet owner. I'm just a woman who rescues dogs who has spent thousands in rescuing and thousands on the poor dogs that I've had to keep them alive and to take care of them. So I'm going to be spending thousands more, I'm assuming, in the next couple of days. So anyway, we're going to get the labs from the vet up here because that was $1,100, and I left with not. I mean, I left with drugs, so he's on, dog amoxicillin and dog ibuprofen to take down the swelling and to clean up the infection. Everything all the research I've done has told me pretty much that unless it's just a benign mass, you're screwed. So I know. I'm gonna call tomorrow and request a referral to Mass General of Pets. I'm gonna take them. Hopefully after Tuesday, that'll give them 7 days on the meds. So if they do a biopsy or they look at the mom, we'll probably do a biopsy. I don't know. This place supposedly specializes in this kind of cancer, and there's a name for it. It's anal gland carcinoma. I don't know, whatever. But they specialize in this. They have ultrasounds. They may do a biopsy, and if necessary, that they'll be able to do surgery there. I don't have to decide. If it's surgery, remove a benign mass, radiation, or steroids, then yeah, I'm going to do it. If it's like, this is really bad aggressive cancer, and if we put him through all this shit, maybe he's got a couple of months, then no. I'm going to let him just be his happy, normal little self until he can't be that anymore. And then I'll be a mess. Because he is my heart. He is my little spirit animal. He's my baby. And so, the whole issue behind the whole reason I was going to do this whole podcast thing was not because I get off on talking to judge myself on a camera, not at all. Couldn't be farther from the truth. That I just have all this shit that I keep getting slammed with. The caretaking my mother, dealing with my father with Lewy body dementia, losing my brother when I was 27 from cardiac arrhythmia, dealing with my mother who has that now, knowing where that comes from, having a restaurant, gone through bankruptcy 3 fucking times, crawling back out of it. I mean, kind of, you name it, I've been there, I've done it, I've lost, I've been down, I've been up, I'm down again, I'll be crawling back up again. This was really to tell you that at 66, life can suck really hard. It can also be really awesome. I can tell you that the challenges are there. But, I say, well, all right, fuck it. I'm not going into this. I'm not going in. I'm going in still wearing black, driving like an idiot, dressing like I'm 30 fucking years old, and I really don't care because, age is just a number, even though some days it feels like more than a number, especially when you're at the vet hearing that. I'm just sitting there going, what the fuck? And if you know me, that's all I ever say anyway is what the fuck. So I just sit there and I'm saying, what the fuck? Are you kidding me? Now my dog has aggressive cancer. Now what? That's going to be my new thing in my life. Everything I'm going to be dealing with is going to be someone's aggressive cancer. Which I guess if it is, lucky you. I'll come on here and share it. And maybe I have some ins and outs that you won't have to find out because I'll have already gone through it to help you out. I don't know. If you got any questions, you can DM me. I think you can do it through here or wherever this shows up on YouTube, on the website, maybe even on Facebook. Just let me know. I'm here to help. That's what I'm here for. Always been in service to others. That's what I do. I share whatever I got. What I got for info, you are more than welcome to have it. because I should, by the time I come on next week, hopefully I'll have some kind of update and some kind of idea of just how this shit works and how the treatment rolls or doesn't roll, depending upon what I hear, and how much it costs, because, you know, that's the reason why so many pets are being surrendered. The costs are just astronomical. We're really kind of nervous about this one, how much it could be, but he's worth every penny of it. It's, I mean, he's worth every penny of it, to me anyway. His personality, his love. I mean, he's a shit, right? Most people look at him and go, seriously? And I like that. The bigger the shit a dog is, the funnier he is. That's more my personality. So I do that. No whippy dog. I need that chihuahua that's like giving his teeth and doesn't give a fuck about anything. So that's who he is. That's who I am. All right. So anyway, I'm gonna sign off here. I hope, again, message me if you need to. If you have any questions, if you have a dog that you think is going through this, if you see that they are straining even for a minute, know that you have an anal gland issue. I keep telling myself, did I wait 48 hours? Part of me thinks no, maybe 72. I don't know though. You know, I don't want to blame myself. I don't want to get caught up into, you stupid bitch, why didn't you see this sooner? Because, cancer, when dogs get sick, I mean, it's almost really immediate. That's why so many people will tell you, I went to the vet and I left without my dog. It was too late already. And dogs aren't really good at exhibiting their issues until they're really issues, until they've progressed. This is what I know. This is what I learned with Gizzy. But, thought that was just hard. And I never heard of anal gland. I don't know, this is sarcoma or whatever. There's a name for it. Just put it in chat. I'll give it to you. And I never, ever, ever in a million years would have thought that that's where I'm at, but that is where I'm at. So anyway, I'll let you know after we go to the Master Referral Vet, Master General of for Pets. And I'm hoping and I'm praying that it's not going to be as bad as what I'm afraid of. All right. Ciao for now. Take care.